Welcome, Illuminators. Today we learned that good soil produces good life. Let's illuminate together. Roll title card. If you want a flashy production, then the show is not for you. I just want to say that thank you for your comments about the additional of the pizzazz. It has been removed from the theme song. We also felt it wasn't working. So again, thank you for engaging. Today we are going to continue our journey through creation. We're on Genesis 1, 9 through 13. So, this is where things get a lot more solid. This is where things get a lot more, concrete. There's a lot more earth words going to be used, right? Isn't this fun? Language is cool, right? Okay, so remember, God thought of this thing, words, language, how they could express cool things with each other like love, right? That's a great word to express. Appreciation, gratitude, thanksgiving, praise. Oh, what a good God to create these beautiful letters, right? And good is a good thing to think about. We're going to approach that subject here today too. So let's get in the text. Ready? Genesis 1, 9 through 13. Thank you for your grace as I try to read this dramatically. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to the various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. Even though this rose is suspended in water, we cut it from it growing from the ground, right? All life really needs land too. Well, conscious life for sure. And there's a cool thing that's happening here in the poetry. Not only is God receding the waters, you can think of it as the sky has its own differentiation from the heavens, from what's going on down here below, this is getting more clarity. The liquid is peering back. Our understanding is growing about a thing. It's gaining more, like we said, concrete evidence. It's becoming more true in our reality. We understand ground is going to feel different than our mother's arms. Okay? So this is where we're at on the third day. Things are becoming more substantial, and our knowledge of a thing starts off very small, like a tiny seed. Very tiny, tiny, tiny. And then it grows and it grows and it grows. We may be watching mom and dad walk and go, wow, that looks like a very earthly thing to do. That looks like a very tangible thing to do. I want to do that too. And it starts off as rolling and then crawling and then walking. And that started off as just a desire, a spirit to also walk. And we forget that as we grow older, but that's how all of our knowledge of a thing grows. And so the seed here, the seed imagery, that our consciousness, awareness of a thing starts off small, and it belongs in that kind of third day period of our week, of our day-to-day week, of how we've gone through the cycle of a movement of a thing, right? And so when we're in this day, when we're meditating on the nature and quality of this abstract God that we serve, he delights in life that starts off small and grows up these these branches of knowledge that intersect with other ideas. And he delights in that. He has formed language and understanding to be a tree of life in our consciousness, in our brains. And then in our families, fathers begetting sons and daughters who also become fathers and mothers. And we grow on into family gatherings that are large. Our family tree becomes expansive, and we even forget some people's names. It's so big. And we're about to engage in a story where this God that thought up all human creation so that we could express these beautiful words like love, he picked one family, one family to show that he was a bride to them. Or more specifically, they were a bride to him, and he was the bridegroom. And that he chose his people as a bride to him. And we're going to learn about these people as we go forward. And how we all can benefit from the heritage of their understanding, from the tree of life that has been born out of Abraham. How we all benefit today, because this book is in America. You could go to any hotel, well, in the United States of America, and have one of these in the hotel practically, and they're everywhere. This is the most produced book on the face of the planet, and in this there's so many seeds that build better understanding, and it relies on us to produce good soil, well watered, well fed, well tilled, so that this knowledge can grow into something productive, something that intersects with other knowledge to create a huge canopy of understanding. And one last image that I want to leave us with, fellow illuminators, before we drop this particular day, is in many ways we can look at God looking down in the previous movements of this poem through the reflection of the water and seeing himself. And in the light, he is seeing the various details. And the life of understanding that grows through the life is really us experiencing God. When we engage in creation, like growing this rose or this beautiful garden, we'll later realize that that's gaining dominion over it. That we take this process God has already created in seeds bearing life, and we've done something beautiful with it to honor that natural thing. Well, fellow illuminators, this is just your humble narrator reminding you that you are loved by the Creator who made this. Isn't that pretty?